Y'all remember that girl called Habida, my sunshine, with Nameless. She disappeared after that song. She's been off of the limelight, but lately she's been coming up out of the woodwork with making cameos on TV series, local TV series. We also have a new project that she's dropped, some new hip hop dance song. So anyway, she gets in an interview and she gives this very interesting opinion about how Kenyan music, or rather urban tone, there's no song that has any originality. It's just remixes and nothing is original and it doesn't make sense. So let us pave way for people who are actually making original music. And we're just looking at her like, girl, we saw your song, we saw your song. So how dare you discredit everyone else just because you want to push your own album? You know, you can talk about your project without putting down everyone who's working so hard. We had guys like Bigyasa who was here on the show. People who really work really hard, people who have an original voice. Well, a lot of people were triggered by her sentiments, Mandy being one of them, and she actually came out and said, I like to mind my business, but allow me to say this. For the past 2 or 3 weeks, the top 3 trending songs have been Kenyan songs. Every single time there's a popular sound in Kenya, you hear foreign music, and it just doesn't make sense. Have you ever thought about that? You want to see a popular American, Nigerian song, you will purely hear Kenyan music when you go to Kenyan clubs. It's just Kenyans. And DJs can actually back me up on this. We are really... She basically just emphasized on the creativity around urban tone and said that the albums are original bits and the producer samples them to create the unique urban tone sound. But Habida, that rubbed me off the wrong way, because you did not have to do all of that. Considering even that the people you're very busy putting down are way younger than you. These are kids. These are kids who are working so hard. You want to tell me not everyone right now knows what Kudade is?
Kudade.
They haven't even dropped the song, but everyone is singing it. You know, you hear Brandy Maina. She doesn't even drop a song. She does a small snippet on TikTok, and it takes off. It's viral before she actually drops the project. But you have done your thing, you have done your project, we have seen it, we have seen the choreography, you know, just like, oh, okay, interesting. She is coming back into the industry. She, you know, your legs are, you still have your sea legs. You're walking on land now. So I kind of get it, but don't put down everyone else just to launch your own thing. It doesn't make sense.
I saw some guy on, I think it was a station, it's a local station. I saw this on Nairobi Gossip Club where there was it's called Black Hot Fire Network Radio. And this guy went off saying, shame on you, how dare you. He went so far as to say that they demand, urban tone artists are demanding that she go online on all her social media platforms, post an apology and pin it as pin it on across all their social media. So imagine you make an apology, that's not enough. We want you to pin it as your first post, such that everyone comes to your page, they see that particular apology. And then went so far as to say that we want to cancel her because she's, you know, she's really disgraced people and she's made them feel small and so on and so forth. Look, at the end of the day, music is just what it is. It's music. You either like it or you don't like it. At the end of the day, you could have put in months of effort, energy into it, but no one gives a hoot what your song is. No one cares because it's just not a good song. So I feel like oftentimes when these things happen, when people create music and the music doesn't hit the way they thought it would hit, or their comeback is not as heavy as they thought it would be, because let's not get it wrong, Habida is actually a legend. She is a legend. She's done good music. She's gorgeous, and her music has always reflected that sunshine. Rainbows and puppies. That's pretty much the representation of Habida to me when it comes to music. And Sunshine particularly was a big hit with Nameless. However, at the same time, we also can't then just take her word for gospel. I think we all just need to be subjective. Simply because someone said something, let's not go so far as to say, let's cancel this person because they've done or said something that doesn't augur well with me. They were just expressing an opinion. no one needs to listen to her, right? If she says urban tone is you know, all remixes, there's no originality and people need to be more original, that's her opinion. We don't need to listen to it. We don't need to take it for its value. It's just her speaking, yeah? Maybe it was her form of trying to create controversy as she's coming back to the music industry, so people are talking about her, which is working. We are talking about her. Ultimately, let people's opinions be just that. It's a fart, it will move. At some point, the air will come, the opinion will be disbanded. And honestly, it could be her very own personal opinion that remixes are not valuable. Remixes are not what we want in the industry. That could be, and it is a very good point, but now dredging everyone into this dam or well that she's now dug is now a different story. I think that's where we draw the line. So Habida, we appreciate you for coming up with a comment. However, some of these comments just, I don't know, maybe just run them through PR. I don't know, sometimes just run it through someone. Say it to a few people, see how it, and not just people that you know, because they're always going to give you an opinion that you want to hear. Tell it to a few urban tone artists. Like, call an urban tone artist. You're a big celebrity. Ask them, hey, oh, by the way, I've really been thinking about originality. They will give you their own personal opinion. So run these ideas through people before you actually put them out on social media or on any public platform, is my opinion. At the end of the day, urban tone is making Kenyans very popular. When you see people in Thailand dancing to Kudade, aren't you feeling good? We wanted recognition internationally, and we're getting recognition. When Brick and Lace actually gave a big up to the Nabayagugudigi, to Skiefiti, because they used their tone, weren't we all happy? In fact, it made them so popular again that they started touring. So I don't understand the beef. Just let people do their music, let creativity reign, let people do what they want to do, as long as it's not offensive and it's not illegal, right? Oh, moving on, ask the girls.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. Hey.
Here goes. How are you, ladies? I always like your advice a lot. On today's Ask the Girls, I would like you ladies to highlight the issues of can we stay, because this guy wants me to move in, but I am hesitant about what people at home will say because they are staunch Christians. Kindly advise. Can we stay is a very interesting, simply because there are many reasons why people choose to go that way of can we stay. One, it is expensive to have a wedding. Believe me, it's expensive to have a wedding. Two, it's very, very tricky for you to actually have any stability. That's the con. There's a pro, it is expensive and therefore you're saving money. The con is, unfortunately, there is no stability because this person could up and leave anytime. There used to be a law that was like 6 months after staying with someone, they're officially your wife. 6 years? No, it was 6 months. Initially it was 6 months. Anyway, that was disbanded, of course, because politicians are politicians. However, I still believe that there is very little stability because you have no claim. If you guys end up getting a lot of assets and and God forbid something happens to your partner or something happens to you, they cannot claim your property as your partner because officially they're not. Like, there's no documentation to show it. So that's a con. A pro is, honestly, it's just simple. It's a simple way of living. You don't need to, you can leave anytime you want to leave. There's no actual tie to this person. So if things get thick and you want to dip, you can just dip without all the legal processions. But let's not forget, a con is this person could do you dirty because legally, again, they're not tied to you. So honestly, I think on this particular one, your morals as a Christian or coming from a Christian background are very vital. So what is the solution? You can have a come we stay, but you don't have to have a big wedding. That's what I'm trying to say. What you can do is just go to the Attorney General, like many people before you and after you have gone to the AG, gone with a few witnesses, signed the papers, and they're done. They're married legally. There's no issue. I think that would be the best way to do it. So yeah, it's not a big wedding, but it's really necessarily not also like an illegal thing in the eyes of God and man. That's what my perception is. Because yeah, Kamustays are they're very finicky, they're very flimsy, in my opinion. But yeah, other people have done it and they seem to be succeeding. So I don't know. I think in this particular case, if you're feeling like it's the issue of Christianity, then just do it legally. Go to the courts, get your papers such that yes, you're staying together, but it's legal. And I think that will ease a lot of people's problems when it comes to this particular union.
I feel first of all, you assess why you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Are you actually doing it because of costs on his side? Or I also think it's very important for you to live with your partner before you get married.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if we are going to live together for a hot minute, as you're planning to get married, as you're planning to get engaged, that makes sense. Because you're in a serious relationship, you're like exclusive. If those are the steps leading to marriage,
Yeah.
I see why that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're just shacking up with somebody with no clear goal, it's just for vibes, then babes, don't
Yeah,
do it.
it's
Because
not
what's the
smart.
reason? If this is not somebody you can take home and introduce as your partner, that makes no sense. Because why are you doing it? If it's because of money, hey babes, you need to work harder or just move back home and save your little coins. So I feel the intention. What's the intention behind you moving in with somebody and living together?
Yeah.
I hope we have helped you out. It's time for us to get into our next segment, which is Talk That Talk Thursday.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. Hey.
Now, we need a few signs. I feel like for some of you need signs and symptoms and shows and wonders for you to realize that this person is a chronic cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater. It's going to happen again, babes. So what are the signs for you to point out or to realize that this person is a serial cheater? And before we even get to that, why are people compulsive cheaters or compulsive liars? I feel like it sometimes comes from a place of insecurity. You're so damaged, or there's just so much going on with you that you would rather put on this front. You would rather lie about these things. You would rather seek validation for these small things. And the number one sign, or other sign of a serial cheater, is the fear of abandonment.
Yep.
Just the symptoms of a serial cheater, the fear of abandonment. They just want to put on this persona for everyone they meet. They want to be liked by everyone they meet. They want to be validated by everyone that comes across them. Yani, you start a conversation with this person and you're just like, huh. So this conversation was just about me praising you and praising your qualities. That makes absolutely no sense. So these are the things to look out for. Why are you always like this? Probably it's the fear of abandonment.
Yeah, and that's why you're always looking for a backup plan. Always looking for a backup option. If this one leaves, I have that one. If that one leaves, I have that one. And then you end up just accumulating a lot of a lot of women and men simply because you do not want to be alone and you're afraid that if someone leaves, you're left alone.
True.
Another one is FOMO, aka fear of missing out. And oftentimes you find that people who are serial compulsive cheaters, usually it's because they just always see ile nyasi iko pale, ai hiyo inakaa kali. You know, the grass is always greener is the sentiment that is running in their head. It's like clockwork. That one, that one, yes, I have this one, she's nice, but that one, I have this one, he's very nice, but ule, ameweza. And so it becomes difficult for you to like, but if, but I don't, let me just like, and then you convince yourself into sleeping with someone else or being with someone else or being in multiple relationships with multiple people because you're just always, yani kuna ile tamaa, you're just like, lakini nikiachilia hiyo, sinta, ngumu, that is an issue. So I think it's very, very important that you analyze, are they always just like looking outwards, always wanting someone else, always wanting a new sexual experience? Maybe sex with this person is alright, but like what if I tried that one and it was fire, and they're always just trying to supplement these things. So be careful that they may be wanting, they're afraid of fear of missing out on dating this person. For example, this person was unavailable to them when they started seeing you, but now they're available and they're like, God damn, I really wanted to date this person. So do I just like leave you to date them? No. I'll just date you together. You know, missing out on the relationship as well. Just like the feeling of how would it be to be in a relationship with this person, but how will it feel to be in a relationship with this person, but, and then you're just always stuck in a quandary of having too many partners.
And some of these things are actually just fantasy driven. Somebody falls in love with the idea of a relationship,
Yep.
or they fall in love with the chase. You know, those first few weeks, the way the honeymoon phase is hot, the way you guys are texting for hours, when the chemistry is there, the banter is there, that's the feeling they are constantly chasing. But the minute umeingia box, the minute it becomes a real relationship, the minute things become serious, they're no longer interested, because wow, that's too much. They go on to the next person. Wananza, hi, how are you? What's your favorite color? That's it for them. That chase, the fantasy of, wow, she is so beautiful. Wow, she is so unattainable. I wish I could get that. But the minute they get that, they don't want it no more, because they were never actually in love with the person. They were in love with the idea of the person, of what they could be, of what fantasy they could fulfill. So it's a bit sad, but it's kind of true.
It is what it is. What are you gonna do? Another one is impulsive behavior. Most serial cheaters have that particular trait of impulsivity, where everything is an impulse, where everything is about instant gratification, where everything is just, I just want it now. You know, I want it how I want it, when I want it, and I want it now. I think that's the definition of instant gratification. I want what I want, when I want it, and guess when I want it now. Instant gratification is a big issue when it comes to someone who struggles with impulsivity. And that gratification and that chase of that gratification leads to a lot of clouded judgments, right? They end up doing things while they are in this pursuit of like, hey, now, and then they're like, damn, I should probably not have done that. But at the end of the day, they'll still do the same thing over and over again, simply because they are hardwired this way, which is not an excuse, because anyone can change. And especially when it comes to commitment, a person can just say, hey, I'm with someone, I'm just going to wait. If this relationship doesn't work out, then I can seek out someone else. But because they want to be in this one relationship very badly, they will just collect them. Unazi collect. It's like the rings, the Infinity Stones by Thanos. Una collect zote. Utapata tatu, apana, nataka ya nne na ya tano. So yeah, be careful.
And another sign is over flirtatiousness.
Ooh,
wow. And this one is difficult,
What
because
do sales?
sometimes you're just naturally, you think this is your natural personality, where I'll talk about somebody, I'll compliment someone in this way. But sometimes when you look deeper into it, it's more than that. It goes beyond your job. Even if Kathami has mentioned, if you are working in sales, it goes beyond your job, because you still pursue this flirtatious interests beyond your workplace. Even whatever it is, if you find yourself being too flirtatious about something, you're like, hey, pause.
Hold up.
Where is this going? What's happening right now? So I think these are the things to look out for. If you find yourself always flirting with every single person you meet, ata kunanga, you can't even be
Hi, hello, the end.
Nah,
Hey.
it always has to be something that glints of an eye. Wow, nice, interesting.
Wonder what it would be like to have coffee with you.
Exactly. So, and if you realize that that's the type of person your partner is, it can be very heartbreaking. It even goes to waiters. You're seated, you're having a meal, and then they're complimenting the waitress. They're leaving them a very unnecessary tip. It's okay to tip, but when your partner is tipping almost as same as your bill, after saying hi, you look very nice. Wow, what? So this is just the thing you should be on the lookout for.
Damn, you've just given me PTSD. I've remembered someone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The ghetto.
Omondi! Omondi! Moving on. Shallow remorse. Oftentimes, a person who is a serial cheater will try and shift blame. Yeah, I cheated on you, but it's because you weren't giving me attention. Yeah, I'm sorry, I ended up actually, sleeping with someone else, but babe, you were always busy. Babe, I know I cheated on you, but like at the same time, you didn't want to have sex with me that night. It's always, I'm sorry, but It's like I'm responding to you just for the purposes of the response, like just to end this conversation. And you find that oftentimes in situations where they are actually caught, they will always try and, cheza kidogo, they will try and shift stories, they will try and make it your fault, so that ultimately you end up feeling guilty for even bringing it up, or you feel bad because of calling them out, or you feel horrible because, damn, if I didn't do that, they should have, they could have, they would have. But at the end of the day, it's a cheetah. A cheetah is a cheetah. True. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Move on.
And another one is broken promises. Nairobi girl, have you ever met an event planner? Yani mtu anaweza kuwa event planner. They're always planning events. I will take you on a date. I will take you to the movies. I will take you to Dubai. I will take you to Ghana. They're always planning events, but they never happen. They're always breaking promises they make. For example, I'll buy you something. And then later on is when you realize you only said you're going to buy me something because I called you out on something. It's always that cycle of they're lying about something. They're making promises, but they never keep them. Even to the people closest to them, just like, wow, you're really messed up. So these are some of the signs you should look out for. Somebody who never, ever keeps their word. As in, ever. They always have an excuse. And the lack of accountability, because who gonna check them? They'll
Not
come
you.
up with a lie. They broke your heart. They broke a promise they made to you. They won't even say sorry. They will come up with a lie. Sorry, but, you kind of did it, as Kathleen has said. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think ultimately the compulsivity, as we said, a serial cheater will always ultimately be a serial liar. Because at the end of the day, he needs to get out of a bad situation.
True.
He overbooked. Alikuwa na 3 dates. One of you is going to get a lie.
True.
One of y'all is going to get shoved.
Tapata emergency.
One of you is going to miss out on those flowers because alituma flowers. And I hated the feeling. One day I was in a cab, and I up until now I've never forgotten it. I was in a cab. And I was talking to this cab driver. It was, I think, around Valentine's. Yeah, it was around Valentine's this year. And we were just chatting, and what was that? We were talking about him, and he told me about the way his wife cheated on him with a Buddha guy, and he was so mad because he's like, how dare she? How dare she? And then he got on the phone with another cabbie. So again, this is, in fact, it was actually Valentine's Day. I don't know. Got on the phone with another cabbie or another guy. And the guy's like, yeah, niko busy, lakini actually ninapeleka delivery, niko na delivery mbili. Moja ya bottle of wine na flowers, ingine sijui ilikuwa ya, I think, a bouquet. I can't quite remember what it was. He had 2 deliveries. So you're like, okay, that's okay, you can be a delivery. But it's like, no. It's this one guy who has 2 girlfriends. So now, ninaenda kwanza nifikishe moja Syokimau, alafu ingine nifikishe bypass.
Wow, very nice.
I'm like, so this man stood both of them up, sent them an apology so they're both okay. He doesn't feel the pain of sending a cab. It's a cab, aende apeleke. That's a very long trip. Syokimau to bypass. That's a very long trip. It's not even a funny joke. However, this guy is okay with it simply because he knows he's going to get away with it. He knows these girls aren't going to check him. He knows he'll be okay regardless. As long as they get flowers and a bottle of wine, that will shut them up. Because he has plans with someone else. In my mind, I'm like, ain't no way this guy is standing them up because he's busy. It's because he actually has plans with someone else, and so he's going to shut you all up for a while. Guess what? 2 women have been lied to, and probably a third, potentially a third. What does that mean? If you're with someone who's a serial cheater, they are a serial cheater because you've also dispositioned yourself in a way that allows for them to get away with it. Someone cheats on you once, twice, thrice, and you're like, oh no, he's gonna, isn't that a you problem now? Isn't that a you problem? You fearing abandonment? Isn't that you being afraid of being lonely and moving on to a new relationship and being single for a while and realizing that it's hard out here? I think it's very impossible for you to say that you're not allowing for this environment. What do you think, Turi?
I feel like if you're disrespected, reduce yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from the situation. I hope you guys have loved the conversation. We are sorry for the technical hitch, but we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. My name is Turife. Goodbye.
My name is Kathomi, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Please catch us on our socials at Kathomi, at Turife. Bye.
but all my girls gon' have to wait, cause I don't know if I like my outfit. I tried everything in my closet. Nothing feels right when I'm not with you. Sick of this dress and these Jimmy Choos.